Hi Eric, hi Jensen, how's it going?
Hey Josh,
Great.
good.
It's awesome to be able to speak to you both. And Jensen, to start with you, I know you're no stranger to action after Supernatural, one of the all-time great series in my opinion, but how much does what you learned from a long-time role like that help you when it comes to a guy like Mark, who's a badass, but as we learn, is also dealing with something that makes him pretty vulnerable too?
Stretch. Stretch out. Those action sequences aren't gonna, it's not gonna be kind on your body. Um, I feel like I've, it's like one of those things. It's like if you're a runner and you run a race and then you finish but you keep running. I feel like I'm just kind of you know not trained for this, but I just feel like I'm somebody that lends itself to doing this, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the athleticism required for it.
Yeah, the
Um,
stamina.
the stamina. And there's another thing too that I've and I think we've talked about this as spatial awareness. It comes in really handy when you're doing stunts, just knowing distance from objects and knowing how to move your body in a way. But it also really benefits you in just a scene work, hitting your mark, knowing the distance between, other characters and objects in the room. And I feel like it's stuff that it's those kind of things that I don't know. I like the minutia of finding how to play scenes with both action and and dialogue, and doing it from that spatial awareness.
He's really great with the action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow smoke a
All
little
right,
bit.
I'll
Uh, Jumping from a moving trailer into the bed of a truck, a pickup truck. Um, the fight scene at the embassy,
yeah,
which was pretty good, man.
yeah.
I'm saying pretty good because I'm downplaying it, but it's excellent. So he's
No,
modest, but he's great at the stunts.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Eric, it's Nathan's job. Maybe not so many stunts, but it's down to him to keep these big personalities like Mark in check. So, how do you approach a challenge of balancing that authority figure with making sure he's still a really interesting character that he proves to be in the show?
Uh, that's a good question, and a lot of that has to do with the writing. I can't dictate. I can make choices based on what's been given to me, but I can't dictate what comes out of my mouth. So, a lot of that is Derek Haas and his great writing. He takes time out for the scenes to breathe and for the characters to develop. And he's written Nathan Blythe um, as a stoic, steadfast, uh, sturdy, um, and devastatingly handsome
I mean, devastatingly handsome.
leader of a task force.
For sure. And I know both of you have played heroes and villains on screen, the villains with projects like Bad Boys and The Boys. But what is it you both enjoy about playing characters like Mark and Nathan who have these really strong moral cores and are just out there trying to protect the people who live in their city?
I mean, I think for what I like about Mark is he's been dealt a really shitty hand.
Yeah.
And he could have very easily cashed in and just walked away, and let it dictate him into a negative existence. But he didn't. He chose um, he chose to bring as much light as he could to a dark world.
Yeah, and same for you as well, Eric, in terms of Nathan being this heroic character.
It's another thing I can't dictate whether or not he's heroic. The mythology of characters always comes in the form of stories told by others about them.
Hmm.
So you get all you need to know about Nathan Blythe from how the others speak about him and treat him.
For sure. Well, Eric, Jensen, I'm a huge fan of both of your work. It's such a pleasure to be able to talk to you for such an awesome series as this one. So thank you so much for taking the time.